What is street photography? Well, it is simple. It's the art of capturing everyday life in public spaces. You are a documentarian of humanity. You are a poet with a camera. Your goal is to find beauty, humor, and emotion in the ordinary moments that happen all around us. Think about the city as your stage, and the people walking by as your actors. Every corner you turn, every shadow that falls, is a new scene just waiting to be discovered. You don't need a fancy studio or a planned photo shoot. The world is already full of amazing stories. Your job is to see them and share them. Why does street photography matter? It is more than just taking pictures of strangers. It's a way to connect with the world and with other people. When you look through your camera, you start to notice things you never saw before. You see the way a person smiles, the gesture of a hand, or the way light hits a building. These small details tell a big story about our shared human experience. Your photos become a record of our time, a visual history of this very moment. They remind us that even in a busy, chaotic world, we are all connected by our stories, our emotions, and our simple, everyday lives. You might feel nervous at first. That is totally normal. Everyone feels that way when they start. But the secret is to just begin. The beauty of street photography is that there are no rules you must follow. It is about your personal vision. It's about what you find interesting and meaningful. You are not trying to create a perfect image. You are trying to capture a real moment, a feeling, a slice of life. So forget about perfection. Embrace the imperfections. Embrace the blur, the grain, and the unexpected moments. These are the things that make your photos feel alive and authentic. So, how do you start? You just need a camera and a desire to explore. You don't need to travel to a big city like New York or Tokyo. Your own neighborhood, your own town is full of photographic opportunities. The local market, the bus stop, the park, these are all fantastic places to practice. The key is to be curious and to look closely. See the world not just with your eyes, but with your heart. Street photography is a journey of discovery, both of the world around you and of yourself as an artist. Just step outside your door and the adventure begins. Let's talk about gear. What camera should you use? Honestly, the best camera is the one you have with you. It could be your phone, a small point-and-shoot, or a larger DSLR. However, for street photography, smaller is often better. A big camera with a huge lens can make people feel intimidated. It kind of screams professional photographer and can make them act unnatural. A smaller, less noticeable camera allows you to blend in. You become part of the scene, not an intruder. This helps you capture more candid and honest moments. The goal is to be invisible, to be a fly on the wall. Your most important tool is not your camera, it is your attitude. You need to be ready to shoot at any moment. Don't keep your camera tucked away in a bag. If you do that, you will miss the best shots. They happen in a split second, and then they are gone forever. Wear your camera on a neck strap or a wrist strap. Keep it turned on and in your hand. Be ready. Also remember to smile. A friendly expression and a relaxed vibe make you seem less threatening. People are less likely to be bothered by someone who looks happy and approachable. Your body language is everything. Now, let's make your camera settings easy. You don't want to be fumbling with dials and menus when a perfect moment is unfolding. The street moves fast, and you need to be faster. A great setting for beginners is aperture priority mode, often marked as A or AV on your camera dial. In this mode, you choose the aperture or the f-stop, and the camera automatically chooses a fast enough shutter speed for you. This gives you creative control over how much of the scene is in focus, but it takes care of the technical stuff. It's kind of like having an assistant who handles the hard work for you. Another setting to use is continuous autofocus, or AFC. People on the street are almost always moving. They are walking, talking, and living their lives. Single autofocus might miss the shot because your subject moves after you've locked focus. Continuous autofocus will keep tracking your moving subject, which means more of your photos will be sharp and in focus. By setting your camera to aperture priority and continuous autofocus, you are free. You can stop thinking about the camera and start focusing on what truly matters: the light, the composition, and the human story in front of you. To make things easier, think about shooting in 4 different zones. These zones are based on your distance from the subject. The first is Zone 1, the shout zone. This is when you are very far away from your subject. Imagine you are shouting to them across a wide plaza. In this zone, the person is a small element in a much larger scene. The focus is on the architecture, the landscape, and the overall atmosphere. This is the easiest and safest zone to start in. People won't even know you are photographing them. It's great for practicing composition and learning to see the big picture. Next is Zone 2, the background noise zone. Here, you are closer, maybe about 20 to 50 feet away. Think of a busy market or a crowded sidewalk. People are absorbed in their own activities. You are like background noise to them. They might notice you, but you are just one of many people there. This is a perfect zone for capturing people interacting with their environment. You can focus on a vendor selling fruit or a group of friends laughing. If someone sees you, a simple smile and a nod are usually all you need. This zone helps you build confidence for getting closer. Now we enter Zone 3, the intimate conversation zone. This is where things get exciting. You are now less than 10 feet away from your subject, close enough to have a conversation. At this distance, you can capture powerful portraits and emotional details. You can see the expression in someone's eyes or the character in their face. Because you are so close, it is best to get some kind of permission. This doesn't have to be verbal. It can be a simple look, a smile, and a nod. If they nod back, you are good to go. Your charisma and friendly energy are very important here. This zone is where you make real connections. Finally, we have Zone 4, the whisper zone. This is the closest you can get. You are right next to your subject, close enough to whisper to them. Here, you are not capturing the whole person, but a specific detail. It could be their weathered hands holding a cup of coffee, the intricate pattern on their scarf, or the wrinkles around their eyes. This zone is about finding beauty in the small things. It requires a lot of confidence and almost always direct interaction. You might need to talk to the person and explain what you find so interesting. This zone creates powerful, abstract, and deeply personal photographs. How do you make your photos stand out? First, look for locomotion or movement. A city is full of energy. Capture it. Look for people rushing to work, cyclists speeding by, or children running in a park. Movement adds life and dynamism to your photos. You can try using a slightly slower shutter speed to create a sense of motion blur in the background while keeping your main subject sharp. This technique makes your subject pop and tells a story of speed and energy. Don't just take static pictures. Chase the action and capture the pulse of the street. Second, always follow the light. Light is the most important ingredient in all photography. It is the paint you use to create your masterpiece. Look for interesting light everywhere. Pay attention to the long, beautiful shadows during the golden hour, just after sunrise or before sunset. Notice how a single beam of light can illuminate a person in a dark alleyway, making them the star of the show. Find reflections in puddles or windows. Bad light can make a great scene look boring, but great light can turn a simple, ordinary scene into something magical and extraordinary. Third, practice linger, which is the art of patience. Great street photos rarely happen the moment you arrive. Sometimes you find the perfect background, a colorful wall or a beautifully lit corner, but the scene is empty. Don't leave. Wait. Be patient. Sooner or later, the right person will walk into your frame and complete the picture. This is like being a fisherman. You find a good spot, you cast your line, and you wait for the fish to bite. Patience will reward you with photos that feel deliberate and perfectly timed, not just lucky snapshots. Good things come to those who wait. Finally, always search for the lore or the story. A good street photograph does more than just show what something looks like. It makes you feel something. It asks a question. It tells a story about the human condition. Look for moments of joy, sadness, humor, or connection between people. Try to capture an emotion in a single frame. This is the heart and soul of street photography. Anyone can learn the technical skills, but a great photographer learns to see and capture the stories that unfold every day. Get out there, practice, and tell the stories of our time.